Hello everybody, it's Ian, your favorite Port Huroner you've probably seen around town once or twice. Just wanted to make a quick little video that you can share with friends and family, perhaps, about why living in Port Huron is so great. Seriously, not joking around. I know if you guys know me or have spent time around me in the past that, you know, one of my favorite things to do is rip on Port Huron. But I'm gonna flip the script today and instead seriously talk about 5 reasons in no particular order why it's actually not that bad to live in Port Huron, okay? Number 1, and I think a lot of you guys are gonna agree with me on this one, it's the water. Like, it doesn't matter where you are in town. I don't even think like saying it's right around the corner would do it justice. For a lot of us, it's just down the road. 5 minutes, I mean, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, you can't beat that. With the bridges up towards the north end too, both of them, they look really cool at night. It's a major international border crossing. That's really cool. It's where one of the biggest lakes in the world funnels down into a neat little river that's great for swimming. I guess at that particular junction, if you're not the strongest swimmer, I'd advise against it. But in general, the water here is just fantastic. It's hard to beat. You know, I had a family member of mine out here years ago made something that's stuck with me ever since. He said simply, you know, Ian, a lot of people don't have this water right by where they live. So that's reason number 1, again, in no particular order. Reason number 2 would be the bar scene, the night scene. You know, they just added some lights downtown, little like Christmas lights they hang over the street at all times. It looks great. It does so much for the atmosphere down there. And as far as I can tell, it looks like business is really starting to pick up on Main Street and in town in general. So we're finally starting to get a little bit of that economic recovery that other parts of the nation haven't been able to enjoy. You know, I used to frequent the bars a lot. The bartenders were always great. The bars were clean. They had good drinks for good prices. The atmosphere was always friendly. You get a couple scuffles here and there, but that's going to happen no matter where you go. So reason number 3 would be right in town. We have St. Clair County Community College. I don't know if they've changed the name or not. I went there like 6 years ago, and you can go there and save a ton of money. If, you know, education is part of your goal of moving on in life, then save yourself some cash. Just go to SC4, get your basics taken care of. I heard that they even have like, I guess outreach centers or something you would call them, satellite institutions, where you can go and get a bachelor's degree from U of M Flint, MSU, all these other different big box schools without having to leave the area. So that's really, really cool. So we've got the water, the schools, the bars. My 4th thing, kind of my forte, right, because I'm in real estate, is the real estate prices in town here are phenomenal. If you're a first-time homeowner, the prices that you can get a house for it's great. I just sold one to a buddy of mine's mom for $99,900, and for the price, I mean, it's a great house in a great spot, and you can't find that in a lot of places in the United States anymore. I know it's kind of common in Michigan, but for reasons I'll elucidate on later here in the video, I think it's a really unique thing with Port Huron because we've got the reasonable prices for real estate. The crime rate is safe enough to where you don't have to, you can walk the streets here almost anywhere in town at night, as far as I know, and be totally fine. You're not gonna get jumped, stabbed, robbed, or nothing like that. So it's a pretty cool place to live. And on top of that, the city of Port Huron has a program called the Urban Pioneer Program where, you know, I think you take a course, you do some of this, you do some of that, and they'll give you, well, not give you, but they'll include a grant in the sale or purchase, the purchase of your home, to where last I checked it was $5,000 towards down payment and closing costs that you don't have to pay back. I mean, to put that in perspective, for the price of houses up here, that's you can become a homeowner for less than first and last month's rent, which is really cool. It's kind of like the state of Michigan's program, MSHDA, MSHDA, I believe is the acronym. We call it MSHDA in the biz, but that's $7,500, but you got to pay it back when the house sells or you pay off the mortgage, whichever happens. I just like to point out to folks, you know, if that's 10, 20 years down the road, inflation's going to take a big chunk out of the purchasing power parity you otherwise would have lost. So that's the real estate. And then finally, I think the number 1 cool thing about this town is we're close enough to the Detroit metro area to where you can go down there, as we say, down there, because you're going south down 94. You can go down there, get your nightlife in, go meet people, do business, have a job down there, whatever you want to do. And it's just a short hop up the freeway, half hour, 35 minutes, what have you. There's not a lot of traffic to deal with up here or on the drive. Once you get north of 23, it tends to open up a little bit. If you're on the peak, maybe exit 257 might be kind of backed up, but it's it's great. You know, we get all the benefits of living in a major metro area without the drawbacks of the congestion and some of the other negative aspects of living in cities. So that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed. If you watched to the very end, thank you very much. Feel free to ask me any questions if you got questions about real estate and whatnot. And of course, let's have a lively little discussion about the video here, and maybe talk about some things you love about Port Huron. And if this lands well for a lot of folks, then I'll up the game and go do a little tour of town for everybody. I think that would be cool. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day.